This is Dr. Jim Sells. He came here to Regent from Northern Illinois University in 2005 and has been professor here for a very long time.
And Dr. Jen Ripley, she came fresh out of her doctoral program. She was the star student under Everett Worthington at Virginia Commonwealth and came here in 1999 and has filled those shoes well.
Oh, I like working with you too.
We are the Charis Institute, and our job is to, as part of an endowed program, to develop resources for the church pertaining to marriage and family. And so that includes creating curriculum, or consulting with pastors in churches around couples programs. You hit on a couple of the next ones.
Couples and families. We do a lot of things for international churches.
Yes.
We've worked with China, Syria, Uganda, Finland, Japan.
We have a project going on right now, a dissertation in Peru. So basically, where there is a church and where there is couples, there will be Jim and Jen.
So clinically, students on our team participate in things like leading groups for churches. We've done that across the years. We've also done training of other clinicians who are working with religious clients, couples and families, and we'll do trainings for them on addressing religion and spirituality in couple and family therapy. So
yeah, we want to convey to students who come and study with us really how to do couple therapy within a Christian context, oftentimes within a church context, but not by any means exclusively. But the idea of there's a specialness to working with couples, and we want to convey how that might be done here. Our projects are pretty wide-ranging. The first one that we did together was go to China to train pastors how to work with couples in Beijing, and we trained 100 pastors who worked with about 700 couples, broadly speaking. And
we published that one.
And we published that, and we have done projects in churches, both locally and outside of this area. We have worked. Tell them about the Current Templeton project.
Current Templeton Grant Project is training couple therapists in general and addressing spirituality and religion in couple therapy. So we're offering that as a continuing education for anyone who wants to do that. So we've done that as a project. And then we also do provide regular continuing education. So our students help us pick speakers, and we have online speakers from all over, all different types of topics. We do that 2 or 3 times a semester as a team.
Yeah, and we hop on each other's dissertation teams as students come to us with ideas pertaining to marriage and family, and how we might use our systems approaches in their unique context of research.
Sure. On Charis team, there is opportunity right from the beginning to be able to be involved in the research that we're doing, as well as in group leadership. Some of the ministry things you don't really have to have a lot of training to do. We provide that for people. But as people move up, they tend to take leadership on the team more, sometimes in teaching assistant or research assistant roles, and other times in leading a larger project, whether that's their dissertation or whether that's a project that we're doing collectively as a team.
Yeah.
So the whole project is a particular project within the Charis Institute that we co-direct that is specifically training graduate students in hope-focused couples therapy and providing that out of the Psychological Services Center here on campus.
Yeah, and that's way too humble on her part because it existed long before Charis. And it's a program that Jen built that Dr. Ripley built from the ground up. And has had probably 20 years of presence within the Hampton Roads community of providing low-cost care to couples around a formal intervention program.
Mm-hmm. True. So the clinical training in the Hope Project involves observation of cases right from the first week in the fall semester of first year. People want to join in for that, as well as clinical training in terms of learning the approach from the book and all of that, and then becoming a clinician in a co-therapy model. And there's also the opportunity to be a supervisor in the fourth year, the final year on campus, to be able to supervise junior students, and then Dr. Sells and I co-supervise the supervision team.
Yeah. So it's a progressively deeper and deeper experience as you proceed through the doctoral training year to year.
So we have had students do dissertations off of the data. We always have data coming in. We're collecting data off of the couples that come through. And that can be in terms of taking 2 or 3 years worth of data and analyzing it for efficacy and questions around that. We also have some really interesting things with students who have a particular case. For instance, one right now looking at disabilities. And we've got other cases looking at like African American couples that have come through the team, or specific kind of interventions that work or don't work. So there's a variety of research projects that can come out of this team, out of Hope particularly.
Yeah. We would love to interact with you about the possibility of your involvement with Charis on multiple levels, being directly part of a research team, or even just showing up at our trainings because you're interested in couples therapy and you want to get that additional dimension in your clinical experience.
We'd be glad to have you.